Woo. Who's ready? Yeah, all right. Man, why don't y'all come up front and worship with us? We got a pretty rockin' set for High on Hope tonight. So we're doing some songs we've never done before for High on Hope, so we're really excited. So let's just get loud for a little bit. What do y'all say? Who wants to get loud for Jesus tonight? Come on. You can do better than that. Come on. Saturday was silent, surely it was through. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? Friday's disappointment, Sunday's empty too. Since when has impossible ever stopped you?
This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
Pentecostal fire is stirring something new. We're not gonna run out of miracles anytime soon.
Resurrection power runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle here in this room. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
God is able to stay and deliver and heal and restore anything that He wants to.
Just ask the man who was thrown on the tomb of Elijah if there's anything that He can do. Just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb in the garden. What happens when God steps through? I feel Him moving it now. I feel Him doing it now. I feel Him doing it now. Do it now. Do it now. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise make the dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. of dry bones rattling. This is the praise, make the dead man walk again. Hope in the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Hope in the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Hope in the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Yeah, if this song don't get you guys amped up, I don't know what will. Y'all be out like lumps on a log. If you do that to this song, something's wrong. I like it.
Oh no, you've done it now. Gone against the king, gone against the crown. Oh no, you've done it now. Time to feel the fire.
Rumors spreading around. How could you think he would stay down? I said rumors spreading around. Time to feel the fire. Get on out of here, get on up and leave. Ain't no devil gonna tread on me. He's choking on the blood that ran down the tree. Ain't no devil gonna tread on me. Oh no, you've done it now. Gone against the king, gone against the crown. I said, oh no, you've done it now. Time to feel the fire. Rumors spreading around. How could you think he would stay down? I said, rumors spreading around. Time to feel the fire. Get on out of here, get on up and leave. Ain't no devil gonna tread on me. He's choking on the blood that ran down the tree. Ain't no devil gonna tread on me.
Everybody feeling good? How's everybody doing? Come on. We made it to November.
There's honey in the rock, water in the stone, manna on the ground, no matter where I go. I don't need to worry now that I know everything I need you've got. There's honey in the rock. Praying for a miracle, thirsty for the living well. Only you can satisfy. Sweetness at the mercy seat. Now I've tasted, it's not hard to see. You will always satisfy. There's honey in the rock, water in the stone, and on the ground, no matter where I go. I don't need to worry now that I know everything I need you got. There's honey in the rock. Freedom where the Spirit is, bounty in the wilderness. You will always satisfy. There's honey in the rock, water in the stone, and on the ground, no matter where I go. I don't need to worry now that I know everything I need you got. There's honey in the rock, purpose in your plan, power in the blood, healing in your head. Started flowing when you said that it's done. Everything you did's enough. There's honey in the rock.
y'all, but I'm feeling a praise break coming on. I want to go back into that bridge. I want Dave to turn it up really loud. I want to just scream and shout and bring Jesus in this room. So we're going to go into this. Alex, hit him with some church. Alex Victory, come on. Turn it up, Dave. Let's do this thing.
Liven up a bit. Jump. It feels good. Jump. Y'all are lumps in a log. Come on. I keep looking, I keep finding, you keep giving, keep providing. I am all that I need, you are all that I need. I keep praying, you keep moving, I keep praising, you keep proving. I am all that I need, you are all that I need. I keep looking, I keep finding, you keep giving, keep providing. I am all that I need, you are all that I need. I keep praying, you keep moving, I keep praising, you keep proving. I am all that I need, you are all that I need. There's honey in the rock, water in the stone, manna on the ground, no matter where I go. I don't need to worry now that I know everything I need you've got. There's honey in the rock, purpose in your plan, power in the blood, healing in your hands. Started flowing when you said that it's done. Jesus, who you are is enough. There's honey in the rock. There's honey in the rock. There's honey in the rock. There's honey in the rock.
That's what we do when the pastors are away in New York. We just go crazy up in here.
What's up, guys? So, weekly announcements. So, weekly events. The app is available on Google Play Store, Amazon, Roku. I think it's available on every platform. So, if you download that, you can keep up with what is going on. Also, okay, it disappeared. Never mind. So, True Disciple classes, week 3. All 3 books are at 6 p.m. If you haven't done that yet, it's extremely informative. So, it definitely gets you like a jump start on learning more about the Bible, more about like Christianity in general. So if you haven't done that yet, I would suggest signing up to do that. On Saturdays, is it this Saturday? Is Reach the Streets? Okay, so this Saturday we have Reach the Streets at 2 p.m. But first at 1 o'clock they have corporate prayer. So corporate prayer is another strong thing we do. Um, Special events, we have camo night this Sunday. And the sermon will be given by none only than Pastor Dennis Craig. Um, and the coat giveaway. So they're collecting coats, gloves, scarves, and toboggans until November 4th in all sizes because we're going to go out and give them to people that need them in the community. I think that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
What's up, everybody? Whoa. Okay, okay. I'm used to Micah doing the announcements, so I thought I had more time, but I don't. Micah does the announcements, and I'm like, all right. Did we miss any announcements, Dave, you think? Whoa. I know we got Friday Night Fire coming up, right? Is that this Friday? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, the girls at Angels Harbor put on a heck of a church service on Friday nights called Friday Night Fire. I got to watch them all kind of just step into just doing a church service and just like it's amazing watching these girls do this thing, man. They're just so hungry and it's just amazing, man. Last one it blew my mind how good it was. So if you guys aren't doing anything Friday night, come check it out. It's truly amazing to watch these girls do church. What's up, everybody? Man, it was one of those days today. You ever have one of them days where it was just like, shoo, every day? That's true. That's true. But Tim and Abby are in New York, so let's keep them in your prayers, guys. Keep them safe and protected in New York. I'm going to open with prayer. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for tonight. I just ask that you come down here and bless this place tonight. I just ask that you cover us in your spirit, God, and be with our speaker tonight. Take away any fear that he would have. And if anybody in here tonight is carrying anything or needs to let go of anything, I ask that you would give them the courage and strength to come forward and leave it at this altar at the end of the night. I just ask that you continue to keep our pastors safe and protected. Continue to bring us the sick and the broken to High on Hope and to Reach United. I just ask you to continue to bless our ministry and all of our future endeavors. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yes, yes. I'm so excited for our speaker tonight. And that was part of the day I had today. It was crazy. Like, you just never know when God's going to call you to do something. You know what I mean? And in my line of work and what I do for a living, like, I've got to just be ready to go, just about at the drop of a hat. You know, because we're just constantly out there helping people, and it's just been an amazing experience getting to know this guy over the last couple months. He's just really caught fire. And his testimony is just miraculous to be as young as he is and to be as on fire for God as he is and to step away from the things he stepped away from. It inspires me. I'm a little jealous that I didn't get sober when I was his age, to be honest. But to watch him do what he's been doing and ministering, he's constantly ministering like every day of the week to people. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, he's constantly doing stuff to be of service, and that's what it takes, man, for God to bless your life and to get all the promises in your life. You know, you can't just do church on Sunday. You can't just go to a couple meetings and expect God to bless you. You gotta fully surrender to this life, and you know, we are called to spread the good news. You know, and this guy is doing it every day. Every day I see him. He brought me somebody today, and you know, we're trying to help him, and man, it's just so good, and it's just so cool, man, to be able to help people. And we're blessed in this ministry that we do a lot of it, and man, I'm just so proud of him, and I just can't wait to hear his testimony tonight. With that, I give you Gavin.
All right, I'm Gavin Wise, 19. I'm not super nervous tonight. A couple months ago, I probably would have never done this ever. But I don't want to take a lot of time to talk about my past because it really doesn't matter to me. It's all about the 13 months that I've been doing what I'm doing, and it's not even my story. It's a story that He brought me out of. It's not any glory to me. It's all glory to God, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today if it wasn't for Him. With that being said, I did get in with the wrong crowd pretty young. Let's see, I think it was seventh grade when I started messing around with the wrong people, wrong crowd. I was raised in church, wasn't really too big into it. A lot of my friends and I, we started getting kicked out of school at the same time. My parents are real Christian. My whole family is. My uncle was a pastor too, which we'll get into that later. That was a fun one. So anyways, when I started getting screwed up and having all that fun party time, when I was young, I thought it was cool. All my older cousins, drug dealers, they're all 10, 15 years older than me, telling me, oh, when you get old enough, man, life, it's cool, it's awesome. And then you're 18, you're living the life, and you're an alcoholic, and you're like, hey, man, I just did this, and I got a gun pulled on me, and they're like, well, you need to slow down, like you're doing stuff that, we don't know what to do with you now. Okay, so you need to slow down, buddy. It's like, well, I'm stuck in your lifestyle. You told me it was awesome and amazing, and now I understand why you're a drug addict. I understand why you're an alcoholic. Because when you get screwed up like this, it sucks. And you can't pull yourself out, and you can't even pull me out. I was 18 when I found that out. I was already stuck in it. I was alcoholic. I was drug dealing. Trap houses, I didn't care. I didn't have a will to live at that point. I thought pretty much at that point, I'd made a commitment that I was either going to die by 30 or go to prison, and I was fine with it. I was confident in that choice. I didn't care who I hurt when I did that. I went completely emotionless about all that stuff, and the only way that I felt normal was when I drowned myself in alcohol. The drugs weren't too bad for me. Started smoking when I was like 13. I remember out there behind Catholic school. In middle school, one of my buddies had a pen. We went back there, changed my life, thought it was awesome, First time you get high. And that's when I started running with that crowd. The little dudes over here aren't cool enough anymore. I'm going to see what the dudes that are dealing drugs and 2-3 years older than me. So we got caught up with them for a little bit. That was all great, fun, dandy, being a little idiot, getting put in attention all the time, whatever. Got kicked out my 8th grade year. Knives, vapes, tasers, all that fun stuff. Got kicked out for a year. Ended up getting sent to Christian school. That was amazing. Got shown the love of Christ there, that's for sure. So at that point, I decided I hated all Christians. Also, the night before I got kicked out of school, I knew I was already basically screwed. I'd got myself into a bunch of stuff that I was too young to handle or too young to understand at that point, and I'd already been raised up knowing a little bit, and I'd already seen a lot of things too when I was young. The veil was pretty much ripped when I was young, so I could see a lot of spiritual stuff. And I think that's because when I was born, when I was 9 days old, they took out 50% of my small intestines. I had a heart condition. I have a bicuspid instead of tricuspid valve in my heart. So I died 3 times when I was 9 days old. That was, people asked me if it hurt or if I, feel anything. I was like, no, not really, dude. I was a baby. So I've always able to see stuff, and that was creepy growing up, ghost stories, whatever, and you could live that. And as I got older, I just blamed it on I probably just took way too much acid and whippets or something. These pills are tripping me out. So that all happened, and I think, I want to say I was 17 when things got really bad, because it went from, it's party, it's fun, it's whatever, to, I've taken enough acid and shrooms and pills, I've messed my head up so bad that I don't even think I can recover from this. And I can't tell anybody I know that I woke up this morning, I don't know who my mom is. she don't look right. The people around me don't look right. You know, I felt I could get away with anything at that point. And that was dangerous for me because at that point I did not have any concern about anybody because I thought I lived in the Matrix, which was crazy for me because I'd literally put my head down on the pillow and I'd try to sleep and I'd blink my eyes and I'd slept for 6 hours. Didn't feel like it. And I did that for about 9 to 10 months. And after that, I was done with the whippets. I was done with the acid, the mushrooms, because, you know, it screwed my head up, and I cried about it. And I told my uncle, I said, you know, he's a pastor. And, you know, every time I'd get in trouble, I'd always get a phone call from him. And, you know, he'd try to lay me out. I had a intervention one time at his house in North Carolina. They were going to leave me there. Told my grandma and my aunts and uncles, you know, hey, I love acid and shrooms, man. Like, I drink all the time. I'm a party boy. Like, when I leave here, I am touching down in Parkersburg and getting obliterated. And no one's going to stop me. So that was basically the mentality I had. I looked my Uncle Trev right in the face, and I told him, just because you're a pastor doesn't mean you can change me. And that's pretty much how the conversation ended. And they took me back to Parkersburg, and I did what I do best, and that was get screwed up. I made a list that night, too. I still carry it with me to this day. It was my grow-up list. What I was going to do when I get home, I'm going to quit drinking, I'm going to quit partying, I'm going to quit doing this, and I didn't do any of it. I was going to try to start a relationship with my dad that I didn't really have at that point. The hardest part for me and my dad was, you know, my parents are very spiritual people. They always have been. And the fact that they could use their gifts to help my friends when I was young but had no clue what to do with me, it really messed with my head because I'm like, if you can hug my best friend and tell him everything that's wrong with him, why can't you do the same for me to my dad? And my mom can sit on the couch and have every single one of my friends crying at the end of the night and tell them what they need to do with their lives and couldn't do it for me. And I had a resentment for him. My dad also would like hang out with a bunch of the boys from our church when I was very young, and I'd get left out. So from like 4th grade, me and him always had a little thing. And, you know, by the time I was a teenager, it was F you, F this, you know, into the conversation. What are you going to do when this lifestyle, you know, gets you down in the dumps or you go to prison? I said, join a gang, buddy. What else am I supposed to do on the way back from St. Mary's? You know? And that's just a little bit. I'm not going to get too far into that story about my old life, but the whole psychosis thing was crazy. I ended up trying to kill a dude. That was fun. Yeah, that was real fun. That's stupid. But, I mean, I didn't care. I'd have guns pointed at me, people trying to kill me, and, like, it wasn't a big deal to me. Like, I did not care. Like, I'd already made the commitment, like, I'm going to die eventually or go to prison. So, like, why am I rushing it? Like, if I get caught, I get caught. If I die, I die. Whatever. So, anyways, got super pissed, got cheated on, and I was already obliterated for, like, 2 weeks straight. I was at the bar every night. I get cheated on, and I flipped everything that was inside me for no reason. I didn't even care. It was just a reason for me to get pissed and drink more. So then I'm outside PHS with my best friend on homecoming, and he's trying to get me calm down. I'm F this, F that, I'm going to kill this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, like, you're literally a psychopath. Like, just calm down. So now I'm in PHS, walking around the stadium, trying to find somebody just to get into a fist fight and try to kill someone. He wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, we'll just call my old buddy Malachi, you know. Me and him used to go to church together, got screwed up together all through, got kicked out of school together, all that stuff. He's actually the one when I was 14, we were at his birthday party and pretty much denied everything we'd ever learned as kids about God. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes of our lives because after that point, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade was just hell for both of us. But I remember the worst night had to be August 14th, 2021. I was at a graduation party, and that's when I found out that girl was cheating on me, and I flipped out, got obliterated, kept drinking. I think I was a gallon in at that point, and I was topping off with beer, and I wasn't getting drunk, and I was pissed about it. And the next night, I was at a gas station with my cousin and some girl, big drug dealer, stupid, but she's like, you want to do some whippets? My cousin's like, you know, you don't do that anymore. So I'm like, listen. He goes in the gas station. I'm like, you don't even know who I am. I'm the whippet master. Let me show you something. So I'm like, I'm going to do this back-to-back 3 times, end up passing out in the front seat, blacking out, blood all over my face, which wasn't anything, like, I was normal for me. Like, I did whippets all the time, like whippets, acid pills for like 9 months straight. So as I'm in this car and I black out, and there's blood running down my face, and I'm like blacked out, and all I see is the white light. and I see my mom and my brother on top of me. And they're screaming and yelling, like, trying to get me up. And then I wake up, this girl on top of me, beating the crap out of me, like, and I'm sitting there, like, shaking or whatever in the gas station. And she just slapping the crap out of me, like, Gavin, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I was very depressed at that point. I had a lot of anger issues. I tried to fight all the time, but I could never, I just never had a problem with my depression because I just drowned it out. Or I'd turn it to anger and I always want to fight. But at some point, you know, you can't turn your depression into anger all the time. You just feel like you're going to kill yourself. Which that's another one I forgot about. The night I was going to kill myself, I ended up having 3 buddies with me, and I'm obliterated, and I'm bleeding out of my face. And I told them, I said, I'm just going to kill myself right here, like stone cold, like I'm just going to blow my brains out. 3 dudes right there, and I thought they were my best friends. Ended up calling Dave's nephew, Tyler, and he talked me out of it. Which I'm thankful for that, because if not, I would have done it, because I didn't care. I didn't think there was anything after death. I'd made it to the top. I was where I wanted to be. You know, I'd done everything I wanted to be. Every mountaintop that I saw, I hit. So I thought, you know what, 18, let's go. Do it, January, senior year. Let's just kill ourselves, I guess. And he talked me out of it, and that's why I'm here. But yeah, after the blackout, my mom sat me down and told me, you know, hey, here's the thing, dude. I can't have an alcoholic, drug addict son, so I hope you know Jesus. I said, well, hell yeah, I know Jesus. And she's like, do you really? I said, yeah, and I'm getting super mad. I came in the house obliterated, and she's like, well, I just pray right now that, you know, God just takes you out. And I'm like, well, that's effed up, dude. And I went to bed that night. And within 2 weeks, the night that I was supposed to go kill that dude, my mom was like, you want to go hang out with Rich Walters? I'm like, I got nothing else to do. I'm probably going to go kill somebody, but yeah, sure, I'll go hang out with Rich Walters. So I'm stuck at the cross church between 2 old ladies waiting for a text message, and I see all these dudes that are way older than me, drug addicts, drug dealers, alcoholics, doing the same thing I'm doing with my friends. And I'm like, wow, do I really want to go to recovery at 45? I was like, no. I said, this is stupid. And I left there, and I went to my cousin's trap house, and I said, here's the deal, buddy. We're on a fence. You know, you can either come with me or you're not. But I'm done with this crap. Like, from here on out, done. So you can either jump on the fence with me, or, you know, you can keep doing what you're doing. You either end up dead or in prison. You know, like my papa Jim. You know, he made it out, and he did a bunch of prison ministry and stuff, which is cool. And I hope he sees this eventually. But that was another thing, too. I always looked up to him. Like, no one ever told me the bad stuff. So, like, I thought, oh, big drug dealer in Parkersburg. Biggest drug dealer in Parkersburg, my grandpa. It's like, pass me the torch, buddy. Stupid. And that's my cousin. He told me, he's like, I'm sitting there, I'm telling him, this is stupid. We got to get out. We got to get out. We're on a fence, man. We're going to die. Like, this is stupid. I'm not going to rehab. I'm just going to quit now while we're ahead. And he's like, you're really creeping me out, dude. He said, are you sure you don't just want to drink? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm good. So then I ended up straightening up. Now I'm here. Tomorrow will be 13 months. And I'm glad for everything that happened over the last 13 months. The first 6 months sucked. Coming out of my lifestyle, I had to ditch all my friends, which was awesome. You know how that feels. So I had the worst temptations ever. Everyone was texting me. I had buddies from back in the day that I'd messed up their whole entire lives texting me, hey, man, want to hang out and go to Morgantown? I was like, no, I don't drink anymore. And they're like, well, that's crazy. I still try to get out there and get them. I mean, it's basically their own choice, what they want to do. I still love them. A lot of them I'll still try to get. A lot of them you just can't. But, I'm so sidetracked right now. But yeah, it's been a great 13 months. I mean, the beginning I dropped everybody. I had nobody. It was just me and God sitting there. And, you know, I went through this weird phase where I thought it was cool to make TikToks about recovery and all kinds of dumb stuff. And that was, dude, looking back, they were lame. I showed Luke the other night, and he's like, bro, I'm so glad you don't do that anymore. Like, that was cringy. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to tell me twice. Oh, I'll send them to you because they're all deleted. No, they're... Oh, it's so bad. It's so cringy. But I didn't know who I was. And, you know, that was hard at first. But, you know, God sat me down for a couple months, and, you know, I had to sit there and cry about things that I never even thought even bothered me at that point. And, you know, it changed me, and I would never be sitting where I'm sitting. I mean, I remember even trying to give up in January and The only reason I didn't is because I had people like Roger McDaniels in my life pressing into me. You know, he came up to me at the cross church. He said, hey, buddy, I've been dreaming about you for 9 days straight. And I'm like, well, that's weird. I'm like, I haven't seen you in like 10 years. You're having dreams about me. I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. He's like, you're out there in a field somewhere just wandering around. I'm like, doing what? He said, I don't know. You just come to the Reach with me. I'm like, sounds good, I guess. So I started going to the Reach, and my first night of the Reach, that was fun too, because I'm like, hey, lady, where's the bathroom? And she ran away from me and wouldn't talk to me. And I'm like, dude, I really have to use the bathroom. Like, where is this thing, lady? Like, come on. And that was Miss Elizabeth. I guess I looked like her brother, and I freaked her out. She ran and hid from me that whole night. And no one ever actually showed me where the bathroom was that night. So that was cool. I went there, let's see, about 2 months in. Roger, at that point, you know, I was still an idiot. I remember running around with Ronnie and Tashara. You know, we always had a good time. Always had a good time. Roger taught me how to love people, how to serve, you know. And at that point, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing anything unless I get paid, buddy. Like, nope, stupid. I ain't putting my back out there. And through Roger, that's one of the biggest parts that I would have to say with my recovery would probably be Roger McDaniels sticking with me, pouring into me, and Garrett Ryan, Tim Kraft, Austin Camban, because those dudes all poured into my life, and I would never be saying or doing any of this. I remember when Tim asked me to do Reach Beyond, and I thought, oh, yeah, I can do that. I'll be your cameraman. He said, no, I want you to be the front man. I'm like, no, thank you. And, yeah, it's just been crazy this whole year, man, because, I mean, me and Garrett would go to the gym. We'd hang out when I first trained up, and Garrett, he said the first time he ever looked at me, he said, you just got that look about you. I said, what look? He's like, you're just a douche. I'm like, thank you. Not what I'm going for. And me and him are best friends now, but I really think for the longest time, I probably put him through the ringer. He taught me a lot about patience. He'd always pray with me, and, you know, at that time, I was like, whatever, man, come on. Like, I was starting to realize some things, but I wasn't getting it at that point. I still was trying to have ties with my old friends. I was 6 months sober, and I was still trying, and that was stupid. Which, that's another story. If you have old friends, just drop them. Because I remember leaving the Reach one night, picking up a dude, and he's like, oh, yeah, we got to go pick up Tyler from Taco Bell. He's about to get off work. And I said, okay, that's cool. So next thing you know, he's like, oh, yeah, just pull up here to this house. He's like, you just got to turn your lights off and come inside. I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds, yeah, let's go for it. So then I'm in a trap house, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. I was like, thank you for this, buddy. And he's like, oh, yeah, I mean, he's just weird. I said, he's weird because he's a drug dealer. I was like, that's why he doesn't want people outside of his house. I was like, where is Tyler? He's like, Tyler's not here. I said, why are we here again? And then, like, I'm looking around. Everyone in the house is obliterated. I'm like, this is not for me. And then this one lady's, like, screwed up. I'm like, listen, lady, we do recovery. And, like, I'm just trying to, like, minister to her in there. And the drug dealer dude's getting mad. I'm like, dude, you owe me $300. Get off my butt. I was like, I'm not going to bring that up. And I just knew from that point, I was like, I cannot hang out with any of my old friends. This is stupid. And that's about when I started hanging out with Luke and all the kids that were my age, I guess. And they started pouring into me a lot. And that's when Austin Camban started his class, and he started prophesying over me a lot, and we all started hanging out. And, you know, I started breaking down some walls, and Tim poured a lot into me. I remember the first time I hung out with Tim, man. I talked his ear off for about half an hour about all kinds of dumb stuff. He probably loved me for that. He took me to Clean and Clear, and the whole time I was sitting there, I was so excited that we just get to be there and hang out with Tim and stuff. And I was like, I don't know anybody here. And then the back of the room 2 hours later is Burrito Boy. He's like, who's Burrito Boy? And I said, listen, do I have a story for you? I was like, I was down at Sheetz one day, and this hungry dude comes up to my car. He's like, you got any food? And I said, no, but if you sing me a Sublime song right now, I'll go buy you a whole pack of burritos from Taco Bell. So next thing you know, me and Burrito Boy become friends, and we're sitting there talking for like 3-4 hours. And I completely forgot about Burrito Boy, you know, because when I left, he said that Cyber Satan was coming to take us all out. And he was doped out, man. So anyways, I'm in there, I'm like, Burrito Boy. And he's like, dude, how's your cousin? And we started talking all this stuff. And I just loved it. And then I told Tim about my parents, and he's like, yeah, okay, your parents, blah, 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 blah. You know, because he didn't know who they were. And then my parents come in, and now Tim loves my parents. And it's just amazing that I get to be with all these people that poured into me, and it's starting to show because now I get to go pick up other people. And I get to go down to Recovery Point almost every day at 4:30 and pick up the boys for the gym and try to pour into them. And the dudes I was praying for right over there a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, are now praying for dudes up here. And getting to pray over those guys, and just like people had prayed over me and prophesied over them, and get to see their lives change, it's amazing. That's why I love it. And going out and do street ministry, I love that too. That's one of the best things. Like even today, like Austin was saying, it's like I had to call Austin because I was like, I didn't know what to do. I roll up to school and this dude's trying to fix his car. I'm like, you need help, buddy? And he's like, yeah, I need help with my life, man. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm dope sick. I'm like, that's perfect. And he's like, and he just looked at me. I'm like, no, for real. Like, let me call some people. He's like, you want to go to rehab, detox? Like, come on, let's get you some help. And he's like, I don't want to get in trouble. I said, you don't want to you're already in trouble. Let me tell you. He's like, I got school, and you're not going to be in school, and you're not going to have a job much longer. Let me tell you. He's like, well, I got to go take this wedding test. I said, no. He said, you will get black booked for every job ever if you go in there this high and try to take a welding test. Let me tell you. So the weird part was about 3 days ago, my teacher had told me about him, and I just happened to roll up to class, and he was there. He wasn't even supposed to be there today. And I kept telling him, I said, this is a God thing, man. He's like, I believe in God. And I said, well, I mean, we do recovery, and I'm here to help you. So like, what are we going to do about it? He's like, well, I can't get in trouble. I said, I'm pretty sure Kyle will understand. He's like, I don't want him to know I'm on drugs. I said, well, I'm pretty sure anyone that looks at you is going to know you're on drugs, dude. Like, you're not hiding it that well. So we walk in there, and the teacher looks at me. He goes, so you met my friend? I'm like, yep. I said, you care if I take him out of here today and we go hang out with some of my people? He said, yeah. He said, that's good. He said, get him out of here and take him to your people. And he goes up to you and said, hey, you and Gavin are excused from class today, and you're going to go hang out with his friends. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So that was my whole day, and I remember calling Austin. I'm like, hey, man, I got a problem. I just texted him. I'm like, I got this dude in my class. He's like 25. He's dope sick. I'm taking him to Peer Solutions. We'll see you in about 30 minutes. So I was down there for quite a bit today, and I got to talk to him, and it was crazy because like it's just so weird how me and this dude just clicked today. And I was just able to bring him to Austin. And I told him all day, I was like, listen, dude, you get wrapped up with me, I'll make sure you're good. I was like, we just take you down here, you talk to some people, get you on Suboxone or, whatever you got to do, detox, and we'll get you good. So he went in there, he signed up. He wouldn't go take a bed, but I got his number, and we're going to help him. He's supposed to be here hopefully Sunday. I'm hoping to get him here. So if you meet my buddy Trey, make sure to make him feel welcome. And hopefully we can watch his life get restored and changed too. And that's what it's all about, and that's what I love about the recovery in this town, just watching people's lives change. One of the biggest things I'd like to touch on tonight is when I was very confused about the whole God thing. I always knew God, but I didn't really know how to press in, and the biggest thing was little things that have always clicked with me, even back in the day when I was an idiot. Little things that people I looked up to had clicked with me, and it's the same thing now. And I was with Austin Camman a couple months ago, and he'd given me the Son of God speech, and it clicked with me. And, if you're a son of God, like, what do you got to worry about? Like, God's going to take care of you no matter what. So I'm like, listen, like, I wake up every morning and do whatever I want, Like, I'm protected. Like, whatever is going to happen today is because he wanted it to be today, I don't got to worry about nothing. I'm a son of God. And that's one of the biggest things that's ever helped me because, if you don't know, no one is ever promised tomorrow. You don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. So, you might as well know you're a son or a daughter of Christ, and it doesn't matter because he's going to protect you. He's going to provide for you every day. And another big thing he told me was that clicked with me really hardcore just about, I'd say, the beginning of August. He looked at me and he said, it's all about being a vessel, right? When you put yourself aside and you just care about other people. And it just clicked with me, and I'm like, that makes sense. And I started tripping out not too long ago about my heart after that conversation, and then I'm on my way to school, I'm like, I ain't got to trip on nothing. I'm a son of God. Let's pray about it real quick, right? So I went to school, and, I was fine. I go to bed that night, and I'm tripping out. I'm like, oh, my goodness, man. Like, I don't care, my past might have screwed up my heart a little bit, but, it's cool, And I was like, God, just, I'm a son of God. Like, just show me what's up. And I go the next day, and my heart was healed, and I got to come here, and I got to share that story. And it was awesome. And I go everywhere I go, and I try to tell people, I'm like, hey, listen, here's the thing. I mean, you look at me, and you probably think, wow. Just like Garrett said, oh, you're a scumbag. No, I'm just playing. No. But I've had a lot of great conversations with people I never would have thought I'd have conversations with. And I've had people in my welding classes just break down in front of me. I've had 15 weeks in a speech class, and I literally haven't wrote anything down on a piece of paper. I just get up there, and I'm like, well, my teacher's an atheist, so I'm just going to make him love Jesus through me somehow. So the whole entire time I've been out there, the first time I went up there and I said, my name's Gavin, I'm 19, I can drink like a tank, and I can take more drugs than a normal person. And everyone's face dropped, and I said, but we're a year sober, and we're going to kick this. And I started talking, and by the end of it, I told him about the whole thing about my dad and our relationship, and how God fixed that, and how my family's been, and how we do recovery, and how I just have all these new friends through this, and and it's been great, and I've made every point that I can in that class, like even things that he's tried not to, like this newest one, he's going to try to do a argumentative speech, and you're supposed to go against what you believe, and I'm like, okay, that's easy. Here's why it sucks not to be a Christian. That's my next speech I have to write. So that's going to be a fun one. But today I got one of my papers back, and he wrote on the thing that that I had a niche for this public speaking thing, and he said that he wishes that he had faith like I had to believe in something like I did, because he just doesn't have that. And I've tried multiple times with him, and we have a relationship, but I got 4 more weeks before I'm out of that class anyways. But every time I'm in there, I try to preach to him. Like I remember he had told me the one speech we were going to do, and everyone in the class was like, well, I'm in witchcraft, and I hate Christians, and I'm this, and I'm that. And I was like, okay, let's see what we can do with that. And I didn't write anything down. I prayed about it for about 3 weeks, and I stood up, and I said, okay, I'm going to call everyone out in this class. And they're like, what? I was like, you don't have to say who it was, but I already know who you are. I was like, why do you think Christians suck? Let's talk about it. No one. Silent. No one would talk to me. And he's like, did you write anything down? I said, no, your class just sucks. They told me how bad Christians suck, but don't want to talk to me. And this one girl, she's the witchcraft girl, she stands up, she's like, oh, Christians suck because of their history, and Christians suck because of this, Christians suck because of that. And I said, wow, you're right, those Christians do suck. Have you ever read a Bible? Because the Christians in the Bible are a lot different. And I took that moment to preach very loudly to that class, and it was amazing. And I love it, and I'll take every day to the day I'm dead to preach it, because I love it. And I'll wait till every person that I've ever had an encounter with my whole entire life is in a building like this. I don't care who it is, how long it takes me, but I'll drag them out of the pit. I mean, Miss Kay remembers where she worked with me at Home Depot, and I used to tell her all the crazy stories. If you want to hear some crazy Gavin stories, go ask Miss Kay. She was in it when I was in the ringer. I used to come in there every day, and she's like, what'd you do last night? I said, you won't even believe it. But that's all I got, man. Like, listen, here's the thing. If I would have never had Jesus, I would never be here. I'd never be standing here. I'd be dead. I have completely been healed of everything that I used to think I was messed up by. And I would have never been doing it without Jesus. Jesus would have, if I didn't have Jesus, I wouldn't be standing here. I wouldn't have been healed from those things. And that's all I literally have to say. It's Jesus is the only way. If you want to straighten up, it's Jesus. If you think there's another way, you ain't making it. What? Yeah, I told him about my heart. I said I had a heart problem, and now it's healed. It's because I'm a son of God. All right, well, that's it. That's all I got.
Man, give it up for Gavin. It was so funny. Like, there's another part of the story tonight when we were with that guy earlier. Like, I realized that I needed to find a testimony for tonight, and I was like, you're giving your testimony tonight. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yep. I didn't even let him prepare. I just said, go. I said, give it up for Gavin, man. We're so proud of him here. We love his family so much, man. His mom and his dad, they're just awesome. They serve here, and we just love having them around, man. We're a big, happy family here at the Reach United, High on Hope. And, man, it's good. It's so good. Who's coming to church Sunday? Come on. Camo night this Sunday night. Wear your camouflage. We won't be able to see you out there, so, it'll be good. Pastor Dennis will be bringing the word. We've got some awesome stuff from True Worship. Is there anybody celebrating a period of sobriety tonight? Anybody? Shay, what do you got? 5 months? Donna? 5 months? 4 months? 2 months? 7 months? What'd you say? 5 months? 6 months? 30 days. Two weeks. Yes. All right. What do you got, Austin? 18 months. Amen. Sid? 121 days. All right. Well, guys, does anybody need prayer tonight? We're going to open this altar up. If anybody's carrying any heaviness with them or anything or needs prayer, we've got Austin here. I'm here. I know some of the girls from Angels can pray. Nico's here. Don't leave here tonight carrying anything negative that you brought in with you. Now's the time to leave it here. So I'm just going to pray it out. Dave, could you put on maybe some nice prayer music, please? All right. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for tonight and thank you for everybody here and High on Hope and everybody's sobriety. God, I just ask that you continue to bless us, keep us safe and protected, continue to inspire us to keep seeking you, God. Continue to bless everybody here in sober living and have them be prepared and get prepared and utilize their time and just prepare for what is ahead. Just keep us all happy, joyous, and free. We'll see you next week.